I, Ariola, what as my supposed loving husband, Tundi, quickly detached himself from my best friend's embrace. He shouted my name. My bestie kept saying, "It's not what it looks like." But for me, it was exactly what it looked like. When they ran out half naked and desperate, everyone at my husband's office saw them. Some of the staff brought out their phones and started recording. I barely paid them any attention. This betrayal was not just from my husband, it was also from the one person I trusted most outside my marriage. When I got back home was the hardest. I lay in bed alone, staring at the ceiling. I replayed every conversation with my bestie. Every time she hugged me, every time she said, "You deserve better, Ariola." Now I understand what she meant. She meant she was taking my husband from me. Tunde, my husband, begged me for forgiveness. He said it was a mistake. He said it only happened a few times. But even one time is enough. Trust is like glass, it is like egg. Once it breaks, you can try to glue it back, but you will always see the cracks. So I asked him to move out. My best friend sent long messages. She said she never meant to hurt me. She said she fell in love. Love. The word felt dirty coming from her. I did not answer her messages. Then came the anger. Then came the sadness. Then came the quiet. The worst part was not just losing my spouse, it was losing the picture I had of my life. I thought I knew my story. I thought I knew my people. I thought life was perfect. But I learned something important. Sometimes the person you cry to is the same person causing your tears. Sometimes the one you trust most is the one who hurts you deepest. I told Tunde to move out that same night. My voice was shaking, but I did not change my mind. "Get out," I said. "Go away from this house. I don't want to see you." He looked at me like I had stabbed him. He tried to touch my hand, but I stepped back. "Please," he said. "Let me explain, Irene." "There is nothing to explain today," I said. "I saw you with my own best friend." So Tunde left with only the clothes he was wearing. He did not pack a bag. He did not take his shoes from the rack. He did not take his laptop. He did not even take his watch from the table. He left everything behind because he thought he would come back home. He slept at his brother's place that night. I found out later because his brother called me the next morning and said, "He is here, your husband, and he is a mess." I almost laughed. A mess. What about me? What about me, the woman who saw my husband run out of an office half naked with her best friend? What about the woman whose heart was crushed in front of strangers? But I said nothing. I just told his brother he could keep him there. The house felt too big that weekend. Tunde's toothbrush was still in the bathroom. His slippers were still beside the bed, and his pillows still smelled like him. I hated that I noticed that. I could not sleep. I just stared at the ceiling and replayed everything in my head. Every smile we shared together. Every time I, Tunde, and my best friend hugged one another. Every time Tunde told me he was working late. All the signs were there. I was just too blind to see. The next day, Tunde came to the house. He did not enter like he used to. He knocked softly like a stranger, and I opened the door. We stood there looking at each other sadly, but I did not let him in. His eyes were red. His beard looked rough. He had not shaved. "Ariola, I did not pack my things," he said. "I know," I replied him. Then he continued, "I did not pack because I don't want to leave you. I made a mistake, Henry." A mistake? That word hurt me more than anything. "Tunde, look here," I said. You don't trip and fall into somebody's body. That wasn't a mistake. That was your choice. Then he started crying. I had never seen Tunde cry like that before. He whispered, Harry, I was stupid. This meant nothing. It was just a fling. I swear, it was nothing. I stared coldly at him. Tunde, I said, if it meant nothing, then why did it destroy everything? How would you feel if you had found me in the arms of your own best friend? I crossed my hands so he would not see my hand shaking. Then I asked, how long? Tunde looked up at me. That silence told me everything. For him not to answer quickly, they had been at it for some time. How long? I asked again louder. 6 months, he replied. 6 months? 6 months of lies. 6 months of my husband betraying me, cheating on me with my best friend. 6 months of me telling my enemy my problems. 6 months of her listening, nodding, pretending to care, then going behind my back to sleep with my husband. I felt like I couldn't breathe. And you were still sleeping in my bed, Tunde. He couldn't answer. So I said, you know what? Pack your things. Take everything. Tunde tried again. Henry, please, let me fix this. I will end it. In fact, I already ended it. I laughed. Today you ended it because I caught you. That was not the truth. If I had not walked into that office early, if I had not opened that door, both of you would still be lying to me. So Tunde packed his stuff slowly. Every drawer he opened felt like he was stealing pieces of my life. When he picked up our wedding photo, he broke down in tears again. I love you, he said. Henry, please, I still love you very much. I looked at him for a long time. I don't know who you are anymore today, I said quietly. And that hurt him. I saw it in his face, but it was true. The man I thought I married would never do this. The man standing in front of me was a total stranger. After Tony left with his bags, the house became quiet in a different way. Not heavy, just empty. My phone kept ringing. Friends had seen the video. Eventually, I put it in silent mode. Then she called from a different number. My best friend. I stared at the screen before answering, not knowing it was her. Her voice was small. I'm sorry, Henry. Please, my friend, she said. I did not speak. And she continued. I never meant for this to happen, Henry. It just happened. There it was again. That it just happened that I've been hearing was hurting me, sharper than needles. They were saying it just happened as if it was a mistake that could not be avoided, like rain falling from the sky or like a cup slipping from your hand. No, I told my best friend, former best friend. You listened to me cry about my husband, I said slowly. You sat on my couch. You ate my food. You hugged me. Yet you were sleeping with him behind my back. She started crying. I fell in love. Henry, I'm so sorry, she whispered. That's what cut deeper than knife. Love. So it was not just sex. It was feelings. It was secrets. It was stolen moments. You know what? You are dead to me, I said to her and ended the call. 12 days passed. My husband today kept texting. Long messages. I'm sorry, Irene. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I will do anything for your forgiveness. I did not reply him, but I read every message because no matter how much Tunde hurt me, a part of me still loved him. Yes, I'm not going to lie to you. And that was the hardest part. You don't stop loving someone in one day, even when they break you. So one evening he came again. This time he did not ask to come in. He just stood outside. I know I don't deserve you, Aaron, he said. But please, don't throw away 3 years because of my stupidity. That hit me. 3 wedding anniversaries. 3 years of building a life together. I felt tears gather in my eyes and said to him, You threw those years away today. Not me. You did that to us. Tunde sank to his knees. Henry, please. I will go to therapy, he said. I will tell everyone the truth. I will fix this. I looked at him. For the first time, I saw fear in his eyes. Not fear of being embarrassed, but the fear of losing me. And I realized something. Tunde did not pack his bags that night because he thought I would forgive him easily. He thought I would cry, shout, then take him back. He did not think I would be strong. But now he knew I was not weak. I had to decide. Do I close the door forever? Or do I try to rebuild something that has been shattered? I did not answer Tunde that night. I told him to stand up and leave. I needed time, I said. And as I closed the door, my heart was still broken. But for the first time since that horrible day at his office, I felt something else too. Control. The choice was mine now. So, I did not accept Tunde back. Not that night, not the next week, not even when he sent flowers every morning. He thought if he cried enough, if he begged enough, if he waited outside long enough, that I would open the door and fall into his arms. But something inside me had changed. I was not the same woman who trusted him without question. I was not the same woman who told her best friend everything. I was different now, stronger, quieter, colder, harder. When he saw I was not softening, Tunde did something else. He involved my family. He knew me. He knew I respect my mother deeply. He knew I do not disobey her. He knew her voice still carries weight in my heart. So one afternoon, my mother called me from her hometown. Her voice was calm but serious. Ariola, my darling, please come for your visit. We need to talk, she said. I knew the moment she said it. I knew Tunde had gone there. When I arrived at my mother's house after a 3-hour journey, Tunde was surely sitting in the living room beside her, like he belonged there, like nothing had happened. My chest tightened, but I kept my face straight. My mother looked at me with concern. Your husband came to talk, she said. Of course he did, I thought in my mind. Tunde sat up quickly when he saw me. His eyes were hopeful. That made me angry. So he thought this would work. He thought bringing my mother into this would make me bend. My mother asked him to speak. Tunde started crying again. He said he regretted his terrible mistake. He also said that he loved me and he was ashamed. He promised he would do anything to fix the way he had hurt me. I just stood there quietly. Then my mother turned to me. Is it true? She asked gently. Yes, I said, and my voice did not shake this time. I called them myself mommy, my husband, and my best friend, dating each other. My mother's face changed. She did not know all the details before. Now she did. Then she said slowly, but he has apologized, Irene. Marriage is not small. It is not something you can throw away easily like that. And there it was. That pressure, the expectation, the fear of disappointing her. Tunde looked at me like he had already won, like he knew I would listen to my mother. My heart was beating fast, but I stayed calm. Mommy, I said softly, if daddy had cheated on you for 6 months, if he slept with your closest friend, if everyone at his office saw him run out half naked with your best friend, would you just forgive him because he cried? The room went silent. Tunde looked as if he had stopped breathing. My mother looked at me shocked. I had never spoken to her like that before, but I was not rude. I was just honest. She looked down at her hands. But this is different, Harry, she whispered. How, mommy? It is not different, I said. Pain is pain. Tunde suddenly found his voice again and spoke up. Help me beg her, mommy. I was weak, he said. But I love and respect her. His words almost made me laugh. You did not love and respect me when you were in that office with my best friend, I said calmly. Tunde looked down again and my mother sighed. Ariolua, people make mistakes, she said. Yes, I replied, Mom, but not all mistakes deserve a second chance. Tears filled Tunde's eyes. He turned to my mother again. Mommy, I will change. Let me beg my wife. As he spoke, I realized something in that moment. Tunde was not fighting for me. He was just fighting to win. He was using my love for my mother as a tool, and that hurt me more than anything. Mommy, I said gently, I love and I respect you so much, ma. But I am the one who has to live with this, not you. My voice cracked a little, but I kept going. I am the one who will wake up every night and remember what I saw. I am the one who will question every late meeting. I am also the one who will doubt every smile. Tears rolled down my cheeks. I cannot live like that, mommy. I cannot trust Tunde again. You are right, my mother said as she looked at me for a long time. Then she did something I did not expect. She reached for my hand, making Tunde stare at her with a stunned expression. My mother continued, but think carefully, my daughter. Do not decide out of anger. I am not angry anymore, mommy, I said. And that was true. I was not shouting. I was not screaming. I was just done. Tunde fell to his knees again, right there in my mother's living room. Please, Henry, he said, don't end us. I looked at him. This was the man I built my life with, the man I trusted, the man I thought would grow old beside me. And I felt something strange, not love, not hate, just clarity. You already ended us today. I told you that before, I said softly. My mother wiped her tears. Son, she said to him gently, sometimes sorry is not enough. You just have to let go. Tunde broke down completely then, but no one made a move to comfort him. I did not bend. I walked out of my mother's house feeling shaky but proud. Later that night, he sent me one last message. I thought you would never go against your mother's wishes. I stared at the message for a long time. Then I replied, I did not go against her. I only stood up for myself. After that, I blocked his number. The next weeks were hard, very hard. There were days I missed Tunde so much it hard to breathe. And there were nights I cried into my pillow. There were moments I almost picked up the phone to call him, yes. But I remember the office, the door opening, the shock, the way they ran, and the way everyone saw them. I remembered how I felt small and betrayed that day. And I promised myself I would never feel that small again. Today I tried a few more times through relatives, through friends, through long letters, but my answer stayed the same. Not because I stopped loving him in one day, but because I started loving myself more. That was something he never expected. And 1 year later, I am still healing. I am still learning how to trust again. But I know this now. I did not deserve that. Yes, what today and my bestie did to me. I did not deserve to be humiliated in front of strangers. I did not deserve to be the last one to know. And one day, when this pain is smaller, I will look back and see that the moment my ex-husband and my former best friend ran out of that office was not the end of my life. It was the end of a lie. And sometimes the truth hurts before it sets you free. Thank you all for listening to this story. You all have a great week. Cheers.